after the night before. England in the Euros 2024, 2 games, 4 points. Beat Serbia 1-0 Friday with a very unconvincing win. Typical Gareth Southgate. Score a goal, sit back, try and absorb, and then just get overrun for however long's left on the clock. And then last night, Denmark, second group stage game, 1-1. England take the lead with a Harry Kane goal, nicely taken goal. And then we give away a goal largely responsible from Harry Kane being in a position he shouldn't be in. And then we hang on for the rest of the game, which seems to happen quite a lot with Gareth Southgate. And I'm going to sit here now and say we will win nothing, which we haven't won anything for years anyway, so there's no change there. But even with this setup of players that we've got now, we're going to win nothing with Gareth Southgate in charge. So my thing this morning, and I said it last night I think on the live stream with Dave the Blue Van Man, is sack him now, because he's not going to win anything, Gareth Southgate. You've got Harry Kane, very good player. Harry Kane scored a lot of goals. He's obviously lost a yard of pace, but as a striker you want him up forward of your midfield players, holding the ball up, running in and off people, basically being your target man. And Harry Kane spends more time in midfield than some of the midfielders these days. Obviously he's getting frustrated, he's not getting the service, but when you've got no out ball or your midfielders aren't running on past you to give that out, then you've got a problem. And then he was ultimately responsible for the goal England gave away last night, because he was in the position, he was almost in left back position playing a ball, and a well taken goal by the Danes. It was a very, really, very well taken goal. Great shot. Don't think Jordan Pickford, and I've not been a huge fan of Jordan Pickford, but I don't think there was anything he could have done about it. So there's no blame on him here. This is all for me on Gareth Southgate. He's got no tactical awareness. He's got no plan. I don't think he's got a plan A, let alone a plan B. He's got all these wonderful players, and he's got no idea how to fit them into a team and get the best out of them. There appears to be no actual strategy going forward. Even last night when he was asked after the game about Harry falling deep, and actually the whole team, what happens is once the team go ahead, they seem to drop really deep. And he was asked if that was the plan, and he said no. If they're not playing to a game plan, they're obviously not listening to their manager, are they? And ultimately that's what they should be doing. So he doesn't appear, and I'm going to give Gareth Southgate a lot of credit. When he took over, there was no real cohesion with the England squad and the players. We've had all this before, and he's brought a lot of harmony through the youth ranks and everything like that for England. So he's done a really good job. They all appear to get on. We haven't got all this bollocks from like the Liverpool, Manchester United and Arsenal players where they've all got their team rivalries. That doesn't appear to be happening anymore. So he's done that. So I'll give him a lot of credit, but he's not an international manager. He's not tactically aware enough. I don't think he's got the personality for an international manager, and I don't think he's got no real knowledge on how to change a game. He actually did a little bit better last night when he took Phil Foden off and brought the 3 subs on. Actually took Harry Kane off as well, which was a shock certainly to me and Dave, and I think almost everybody. The players don't actually know what they're doing. They're running around like headless chickens. I'm almost 49-year-old man. I've watched a lot of England over the years, and I can honestly say in tournament football, that's one of the worst performances that I've ever seen. There was no creativity, there was no inspiration, and there was no spark. And for a team that's got Jude Bellingham, it's got Phil Foden, it's got Declan Rice, it's got all these really, really talented players. For a team to have no creativity in it, that's pointing to one man, I'm afraid. Yeah, there was one shining light in last night's performance, and that was Gahey. So actually, before this tournament started, we were all worried about the defence. The defence isn't good enough. oh, what's going to happen, Scott? The defence isn't good enough. How are we going to get on? It's not the defence that's the problem. It's fucking going forward, where we've got all this generational talent, apparently. So all this generational talent, what's it done? It hasn't done anything. We're in the same position we were under Sven, where we had Rooney, Gerrard, Lampard, all these players, but they can't play together. Or we've got a manager that doesn't know how to get them to play together. Foden and Bellingham, individually, I don't think Jude Bellingham played at all well last night. He was completely anonymous. But generational talent, apparently, both of these two, I don't think they could play together in the same team. You're shoehorning people in again. Instead of playing a system and let's get the best players into that system, we're trying to shoehorn again, and I don't think it's working. The Alexander-Arnold, why is he trying that in tournament football? He hasn't tried it before. I know he's been injured, but you're trying things out when it's not the right time, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. So I don't. And why haven't we tried two up front? You got Ollie Watkins on last night. I would have had Kane and Watkins on at the same time. Why are we sort of an international football team? Why hasn't he tried two up front? So if we need a goal with 20 minutes to go, we could play with two up front. He hasn't tried that either, Southgate. I feel sorry for the fans out there. These people have spent thousands and thousands going out to Germany to support their country, and they've been let down. They've been let down enormously by players that we're being told yet again they're tired. They're tired. What about the other countries that have had long seasons? They don't look very tired, do they? I know Scotland got a lot of criticism for their Friday performance against Germany. I would suggest England's performance last night was actually worse than the Scottish performance on Friday, because it was, I think the jocks just froze, whereas England just didn't turn up. They didn't turn up at all. It's absolutely shocking to me, and for me, I'd sack Gareth Southgate now. Who would you bring in, Scott? You got Mauricio, you got Pochettino. I'd bring him in for a couple of games. You got Harry Redknapp. I'm sure will come in and do a fine job, motivational, for a couple of games. Or you've got Jose Mourinho. I'd bring him in. Why not? Or has he got a club? I don't know if he's got a club. Oh, he's at somewhere else, isn't he? But Harry Redknapp, bring him in. Give him a couple of games. Well, one game at least. Two games probably. Get him out of the group. They'll be out of the group anyway. We've got 4 points. It'd take an absolute disaster not to get out of this group. But yeah, for me, it's yet again as an England fan. I mean, we're used to disappointment as England fans and sort of the team not showing up, but it was the lack of drive, the lack of creativity from a team that's blessed with all this talent, and the manager, he can't get the best out of them. And for me, he's got to go. He's got to go now. We're not going to win anything with him. What do you think? Quick, short dissection of England's woeful, and it was woeful, performance last night against Denmark. Congratulations to Denmark. I thought they played really, really well. I know this is all on England and how shit they were, but actually Denmark played really, really well, and were unlucky not to win that game, I thought, ultimately, because they had the majority of the possession. I think they had, and if you look at the stats of swings and movements in the game, they were by far the better team. So hopefully they'll do all right and they'll go through the group with us. But for me, that was utter garbage from England, and we need to sack him. We need to sack him now. Get someone in that can do the job and motivate those players to play how they play. I saw a very good I listened to a very good interview with John Barnes, being compared to the Phil Foden problem, where Phil Foden doesn't turn it on for England. And John Barnes said, because he had a similar thing, for people of a certain age, John Barnes was always said that he never played as well for England as he did for Liverpool. And he said that's very simple. Get England to play how Liverpool play, and I'll play like that. And Phil Foden's in exactly the same position, I think. He's obviously the star of many stars in the Manchester City team, playing to his strengths, and England don't do that. Can him and Jude Bellingham play together? Maybe if they drop Bellingham back into the sitting next to Declan Rice, but then that probably takes a little bit away from Jude Bellingham's talent. I don't know, but I'm not paid to do that. That's what Gareth Southgate's paid to do, and he's blatantly not doing it. So for me, was it Friday? Friday, the 21st of June, day after England's piss poor showing against the Danes. Sack him, and sack him now. Otherwise, we ain't winning anything. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree? Do we sack him now? Is he doing a good job? Should we stay with him for the rest of the tournament? Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. There's a subscribe button. I'll see you soon.